All right, here we go. Salute to Knicks Nation on this Monday evening. CP the Franchise, Alex Taros here. KFTV post-game live. Knicks get number 2 in a row at the Garden over the Washington Wizards, man. Easy night. Tale of two halves, I guess you could say, as the Knicks kind of took their time to get their legs under them on the second night of a back-to-back. But second half, it was no problem. And I don't know what Alex said to the big bodega, Karl Anthony Towns, before the game or during pregame, because all night long, Al, the big bodega was seeing red. A dominant performance by Karl Anthony Towns. 33 points, 13 rebounds to go along with 5 assists. The passing game was on the money as well. Even had a nice 4-point play to close out the first half. So everything was clicking for the big bodega and clicking for the Knicks. 7 Knicks in double figures, including the bench tandem of Clarkson and Hart, the law firm, who continue to lead that Knicks bench. And like I said, man, easy night for the Knicks. 119 and 102. The Knicks get number 2 in a row, stay undefeated at home, and get the second win on their 7-game homestand. Call us up on the KFTV Discord. Let us know what you thought about this one. Hit the like button, hit the share button, and subscribe to the channel. All right, man. Al, how you feeling, man? Back-to-backs. How you feeling, man?
I'm good, man. Rested, ready to talk about the Knicks. Yeah. Light night, so should be an easy one to break down, man. Big Bodega had it going. Jordan Clarkson showed it for a bit. Bridges started getting rolling in the second half. OG Anunoby doing OG Anunoby things, everyone doing all this while Brunson had a little bit of an off night.
Yeah, which was good. The game kind of went the way I expected it to go, especially on the second night of a back-to-back. And the Knicks had last year, the worst differential in the league when it compared to games, a record with games with days of rest versus the back-to-backs. They were 6-8 on back-to-back nights. And so I was curious to see how they were going to come out, being that this was going to be their first one. You could tell they were kind of sluggish, a little bit lethargic, didn't really get their sea legs, but as was expected, second half was when they were going to turn up, and that's exactly what they did. But let's give credit where credit is due. First and foremost, the big bodega, Karl Anthony Towns, the player of the game, 33 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, an efficient night shooting, 12 of 24, 6 of 7 from the charity stripe, and 2 steals. I don't know what was more impressive for you, but for me, it was just more so just seeing him be aggressive and seeing who was in front of him. Because look, no offense to Alex Hart, he's having a good second-year campaign, and he's got a bright future ahead of him. But size-wise, he can't check the big bodega. So what you wanted to see was Karl Anthony Towns seeing that and just going ahead and dominating that matchup. And given that the Wizards were paying so much attention to Jalen Brunson, they talked about it on the broadcast as well. Brunson's gravity allowed Karl Anthony Towns to really just be out there kind of on the island at times with just Alex saw it. I'm just like, wow, this is kind of amazing, because Karl Anthony Towns could really just have his way out there, and he took advantage of it.
For sure, and that's what you want to see from Towns, right? In a matchup that is favorable to him, he's able to take advantage of it. And look, I think the good thing about tonight's game for Towns is, of course, you mentioned the numbers. Look, he had 33 points, went 12 of 24 from the field, got 13 boards, another strong double-double, got his 5 assists, 2 steals as well. Good night for Karl Anthony Towns. Look, for me, it's a get-right game for him to hopefully get back on track. We know about the quad injury. Talk about building some confidence, get an easy matchup, right? As you said, no disrespect to Alex Sarr, young guy in the league, won't be able to, go to toe with Karl Anthony Towns. But this is a good opportunity for Towns, who has been struggling a little bit, to start the season, get into a real rhythm right here. And to build off of what Towns is doing right now, you hope that he can continue this forward. But the other thing that I look from this game as well is not only Towns being involved, right? I think it's great to see Karl Anthony Towns show who he is, especially when you got a tough matchup against the Minnesota Timberwolves next. So it's a good game for him to get back on track. But what I really like from this, CP, is that with Brunson having an off night, that everyone was involved, and it's just a good way to build chemistry, because look, Brunson's that dude where even though he didn't have it going tonight, if you gave him more opportunities than he had tonight, he could certainly go get cooking, you know?
Yep.
But the fact that he's trusting his teammates to get busy and get their own shots, it's a good way to build chemistry moving forward so that way no one feels left out of what this offense is meant to be. So I thought it was a good night for someone like, especially, like I said, Karl-Anthony Towns, because we saw Bridges have his nights. We saw Josh Hart get a good bounce-back game yesterday. OG's been having a strong start to the season. To finally have Karl-Anthony Towns get a really good game, and I know it's against the Wizards, a team that's, we got their lot, we want to make sure that we can get their lottery pick. I know you were rooting for them, CP. I know you're rooting for them. But hey, it's good to see Karl-Anthony Towns go out there and do the damn thing tonight.
Yeah, good to see the Bodega dominating. But as you said, on a night where Cap really didn't have it, and the night before was his night tonight, 6 of 17 from the field wasn't his night from a shooting efficiency standpoint. Everybody else had it. 7 Knicks in double figures. You had OG with 16. Mikal Bridges, a quiet 10, but an impactful 10. He shot 50% from the field, 53% for OG. Both of those guys were efficient from 3. Landry Shamet started in Mitchell Robinson's absence. No Mitchell Robinson on the second night of back-to-backs. 11 points for Shamet. And then, again, the bench unit with Hart. But Clarkson, 15 points. Hart, a double-double, 12 points, 10 rebounds. And they're getting it in a multitude of ways. And like you said, yes, it's the Wizards, but it's a good opportunity to just continue getting into a good rhythm offensively. And that's what we're seeing from them. The ball movement is once again on point. 32 assists for the Knicks. And you're getting to see some of that chemistry offensively, man. And guys are getting into a good flow, especially Jordan Clarkson. That's 15 cardiac Clarkson.
Talk about my guy.
He's swagging out right now. You could tell he's definitely in his bag, taking his time. He's making good decisions with the rock. The energy's finding him. They're coming back to him, and he's rewarding those guys for finding him. So that's one side. But then on the other side, I'm continuing to love the defense to offense. The dog and Mikal Bridges once again forcing the issue, forcing turnovers. Knicks forced 20 Wizards turnovers and scored 21 points off of that. So good job by them just being opportunistic. You had 5 steals for OG, 3 for Bridges, 2 for Karl-Anthony Towns, 1 for Captain Clutch, Jalen Brunson, 1 for McBride. So that was 12 steals by the Knicks tonight. And then 2 blocks by Mikal Bridges, 1 by Shamet. So a good job, again, just being aggressive and turning that into offense, especially in the first half when the shots weren't falling.
Yeah, man. I love the defense to offense, energy, because that was the big thing that we were questioning, well, at least me, I'll speak for myself. I was questioning the defense, considering that this Mike Brown team has, or Mike Brown in general has led teams that have had porous defenses, right? Especially looking more recently at the Sacramento Kings. So I'm happy to see that we're watching OG and Bridges really thrive in this. You mentioned Jordan Clarkson. It seems like everyone's really buying into what he's saying for defensive purposes. And it's not like they're a crazy stalwart defensive team. I mean, they allowed the Wizards to get over 100 points tonight, right? But the thing that you want to see is being, as you said, the right word, opportunistic, right? Taking advantage of what I'll say, taking is just finding the right opportunities to be an impactful defensive team.
Yeah.
You're not always going to get every single stop, in every single game. But if you can do what OG did in the third or fourth quarter, where he just gets that steal and gets that dunk out in transition, right, and just know how to read the player's eyes and understand what their tendencies are, being able to make plays like that can be backbreaking. And sometimes that's all you need. You need to have 1, 2, 3 backbreaking plays defensively to make the opponent start to get into their own heads and be like, oh, man, now we got to work twice as hard. We really got to come back down here, make the most of these possessions. So I love that the way that they're playing defense right now. I know it's the Wizards once again. I get that. But you want to see that foundation once again that Mike Brown is trying to build come to fruition even against the lesser opponents.
Yeah. I agree with you. And OG, man, he wants those Tims tonight. He wants the construction
Again.
hat and the Tims tonight. Let me know when that picture comes out and send me some stuff from
Jordan
Twitter.
Clarkson, are you going to compete, man? What's going on over here? Mikal Bridges, he hasn't even got one yet. What's happening?
Yeah, send me some stuff from Twitter once you see it. But, man, OG, his anticipation skills is second to none. He's a gambler, but it pays off 9 times out of 10 for him. And he was just sensational, man. 5 steals tonight for the dog. Had some nice finishes.
Oh,
and
interesting.
What, they went somewhere else?
It went somewhere else tonight for defensive player of the game
Hang
tonight.
on. Send me the joint. Send me the joint, man. Let me put it up on the Jumbotron. So tell everybody
Here
in the
we
chat.
go.
Hit the like
Hold
button,
on
the
one
share button,
second.
subscribe to the channel.
Here we go. Look at this one.
Yeah,
Look at this
send
one,
that in here.
CP.
Hang on.
Just sent it to you.
Uh-oh. Wait a second. In a stunning turn of events, the new reigning defensive player of the game is none other than Josh Hart, ladies and gentlemen.
Woo-hoo!
Josh Hart gets the Tims tonight. And, yeah, great job, man. Shout out to Hart. Josh Hart gets the Tims tonight, man. Hey. He was working, it's not to say that.
He was
working.
bullying
He was
tonight.
working out there tonight.
He was bullying guys tonight, man. You love to, and look, after all the heat he was getting when he just returned 2 nights. Let's talk about Josh Hart tonight, man, because guess what he had?
Yeah.
He's back in his bag, CP.
back
He got
in
a
his
triple
bag.
double. Wait, never mind.
Double.
Double.
Those are the ESPN stats. It's confusing now, right? They switch it
knew
up on us.
You see, you know what I'm looking at.
Yeah, they pulled the foot trick on us.
Yeah, they did, man.
Yeah.
Damn.
But
Come
still,
on, man.
hey, still-
ESPN, be better.
Hey, still a double. And that
Hey.
unit with him, Deuce, Clarkson, was that Bridges and Cat? That was a good unit right there.
That was a really good unit. But getting a double, 12 points, 10 boards, looking like himself. And come on, CP, 5 of 7 from the field. The efficiency. Yo, he was really threading the needle with those layups tonight, man.
Yeah, it was.
Really threading the needle. And on top of that, he went 50% from downtown. 2 of 4 from 3, man.
Yeah.
Finger be damned. He said, I can still shoot.
Took 4 threes again tonight. Last night he knocked down 1. Tonight he knocked down 2. So good job by Josh. And good job by the coach rewarding him. I don't think that was by accident, even though he earned it. You could say he earned it because easily you could have went with OG with the defense. I think that was by design, by the coach. As he continues to, I think he saw what was going on. He saw the frustration going on. He's trying to, make sure that everybody's locked in. And I thought that was a good job by the coach. Let's hear from the coach now on the Hart Defensive Player of the Game nod. This was Knicks head coach Mike Brown. So to everybody in the chat, once again, hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel. Here was Mike Brown on the decision to go with Mike Hart with Josh Hart with the Tims and the construction hat. Here we go.
Thought in the second half, our low man was extremely active. It was led by Josh. Josh had a heck of a game defensively. He guarded all types of guys, from C.J. McCollum to Sarr at times. And he was our defensive player of the game. He more than deserved it because of his activity, his awareness throughout the course of the entire ball game. And then he had 10 defensive rebounds. Thought in the second half.
All right, so that was Coach Mike Brown. Said it. Guarded multiple positions, 10 boards. But I think it's a good gesture to just keep him engaged, keep him locked in, and keep that locker room flowing, keeping everybody happy in there. So great job by Josh Hart tonight, and by the Knicks defense, just doing what they had to do, man, being opportunistic and turning good defense into some points there.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Look, that's how this team. Look, we saw it in the postseason last year. This team needs to play, some high-powered defense in order to get all the way, right? I mean, you're not going to win any NBA championship without some sort of level of championship level defense. So it's good to see that they're practicing that now. It's better than what we may have thought from Mike Brown coming over from Sacramento, but I'm liking what I'm seeing. And for Josh Hart in particular, once again, for him to bounce back like this after, once again, the article that dropped yesterday saying how, nerve damage, the finger that we know is looking sideways, his knee pain, the back pain, everything, man. I mean, every time this man is diving on the floor, fighting around screens, this man is grimacing because he's in pain. But yet he is still out there working
Yeah.
like no other for his team because he's representing the team on that chest of his. All right, and that's why we got to give him some leeway, man.
Yeah.
Gotta give him some leeway.
I mean, look at the picture. He was questionable tonight with a left ankle sprain.
You see the ice on his
knees? Yeah, he's looking at the ice on his knees. Ankle wrapped. He had his wrist wrapped, finger wrapped. He did have his left wrist wrapped. I didn't know what was going on there. Fingers triple wrapped, and the left ankle. So we're in Game 7, and Josh Hart looks like he played in a Game 7.
Whew.
Yeah.
He battles, man. That's what you got to respect.
He battled. Storylines for tonight, Al. No Mitchell Robinson, like we said. He's going to be out in second night of back-to-backs. Landry Shamet did get the start. Came on a little bit stronger later in the second half. Yabusele got in. Wasn't so hot. First half was a bit of a nightmare. A lot of miscommunication defensively with him out there. Offensively, didn't really give them much either. Logged 14 minutes. Yabusele was a topic of conversation during Knicks Weekly. And he's also a topic of conversation in the chat right now. A lot of people in the chat are reacting to Yabusele's struggles. Let me shout out some of the super chats as it relates to that. And shout out to Rick Pennington, Al. Shout out to Rick Pennington. Franchise channel member. And his comment is, Yabu played well tonight, set amazing screens, got timely deflections, and had good active energy. Scoring does not equate to playing well, and he's ripped. The lose weight crowd is bugging. Let's keep rolling. All right, so Rick's looking at it a glass half full. Good people in the chat. Right there, taking the chat. Rick's looking at it glass half full there. He says, hey, he impacted the game. He is a good screen setter for sure. What do you think?
Yeah.
But his defense and scoring has been lackluster. I mean, let's keep it a bean.
Yeah, it hasn't been great, but I feel like it's trending in the right direction slowly but surely. Look, it wasn't a perfect performance tonight, but the coach thought it was good enough that he deserved 14 minutes because we saw yesterday, like 2-4 minutes, and coach was like, absolutely not. We're done with you, and we're going to continue to go with other guys. And look, I think it's another game. We talk about giving guys reps and opportunities so that way they can get adjusted. I think this is a good game just to, even if he wasn't fully deserving of 14 minutes, I think it was a good game for him just to get back out there and find some rhythm. You know, Mike Brown is certainly working the confidence factor. So just leaving him out there, not saying, hey, you're awful, you're done, right? Like, you're going to need him at some point.
You're going to need him.
You're going to need him. So got 14 minutes tonight. Was it great? No. Was it horrific? Wasn't horrific, but he's still a work in progress, man. For him, it's just another adjustment. Like I said, I'll keep saying this. He came from Philadelphia where he had a lot of playing time, and no one's really needed to check what Philly was doing out there. Now he's got to be placed in check because this team's got aspirations. So it'll take some time, a little bit more time for him to adjust. But once again, if Mike Brown doesn't see him doing his job, I mean, look at the guys that he gave most of the minutes to tonight. It was really 7 guys that got over 20 minutes tonight. And Deuce only got 14. Gerson only got 14. The guys who got 20-plus minutes, it was Jordan Clarkson, Josh Hart, and then the starting 5, including Landry Shamet tonight. So Mike Brown, confident in the guys that's performing for him well right now, and he's going to trust those guys. And if you're not performing at the rate that he wants to see, you're not going to get a lot of minutes, man. And look, we went from seeing 9 guys yesterday to really 7 guys tonight. I know he played 9 guys tonight, but he really leaned on 7 guys to get the job done. So Mike Brown making executive decisions on the whim, seeing who's performing well on a night-to-night basis and going with those guys.
Were you? I was kind of shocked Huckamania didn't make an appearance tonight. Were you? No Huck Porty tonight.
Yeah, I was a little shocked that we didn't really see him until 4 minutes.
Yeah, I felt like Huck could have got a little run, man.
Yeah, man, against Alex Sar. Yeah, I would have liked to have seen it. Alex Sar isn't that intimidating. I felt like this could have been a game where you didn't have any Mitchell Robinson. Why not put Huck out there and trot him out there and see what happens? But I guess for Mike Brown, he's thinking Yabu is more important than Huck right now because you signed him. Maybe we got to get this guy a little bit more work, so we're not really going to focus on Huck Porty right now. So I think that's where Mike Brown is thinking at this moment.
Yeah. The shell said Huck got in late. I'm talking about like when the game was actually a game. So salute Salute. Oh, we got some new franchise channel members in here we want to shout out, Al. Shout out to Energy 8382 franchise channel member sends us a super chat, says hashtag new member, great team win. Everybody in the chat at NRG, those letters specifically, 8382, and welcome them to KFTV. Shout out to them. Okay, we also want to shout out a couple other members. Eddie Barron 832 says Knicks take care of business, beat the teams we are better than, and get ready for Minnesota. Clarkson rounding into what we brought him in for. Claudia Clarkson is looking good, man. So another good outing.
Talk about my guy, man. Talk about my guy.
Another good outing for Cardiac. Let's go. He had 15 points, 5 of 8 from the field, 62%, 2 of 5 from downtown, hit his free throws, and 2 dimes. And overall, I feel I just like the decision making. Good decision making, taking good shots. Not too many. We don't need that. He's coming. He's growing into his role. But good chemistry though, man. And those guys are rewarding him, and he's rewarding them with made shots, man. It's a good job.
2 nights in a row. 2 nights in a row of consistent play from Jordan Clarkson. Okay, and this is what you want from a guy coming off the bench. Being like 6th, 7th man, gets you 15 points, as you mentioned. 5 of 8 shooting is a hell of an efficiency for tonight. And 2 of 5 from downtown. That's great. He was, I'm not really a big plus-minus guy, but he was plus 17. So that tells you the offensive and defensive impact that he had in tonight's game. Look, I love watching him and Brunson share the court at the same time because it's 2 guys that can just create on their own. And now pick your poison. Who do you want to defend, right? And obviously they're going to choose Brunson as they did tonight, try to say, let's slow this guy down and force everybody else to beat us. But in matchups like these, where Jordan Clarkson is the experienced vet, all right, he knows how to attack and get to his spots. Yeah, he's going to have some turnovers there and there. He's a gambler as well, right? He's a guy who's going to take a lot of risks, some crazy shots, but it's been paying off for him, man, and I like to see it because you're going to need him to really be in rhythm when you think, all right, postseason, Brunson's on the bench. Who's going to get us a couple of points here and there, and force this defense to crack? It's Jordan Clarkson.
No question.
Is there a Jordan Clarkson president of the Hive? Is there a Jordan Clarkson Hive yet?
Well, I started with the nickname, I started with the nickname. So
Cardiac
we'll see.
Clarkson?
It's early.
Oh, it's you.
It's early, man.
Oh, it's you. So that's what I'm getting at. You said you gave the nickname, so it's you.
Early. I got to make sure he's in the rotation by the end of the 20 games.
So you put your name in the hat saying I'm going to be the president of this house. That's what you're saying.
I might spark it. You
might spark it. He said.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's see what happens in the next 20 games. Let's see what happens. Yeah.
You moved on for AB. Now you're on to Jordan Clarkson.
Hey. We need him.
Damn.
Big
You
money's
like that.
Big money's chilling, man. He's somewhere. He's probably back home in Denver, enjoying his riches, enjoying the family. Big money's chilling, man. He put in a career's worth. Played for 100 teams in the league. He did what he needed to do, man. Shout out to Big Money, man.
So you're retiring that number 18 jersey, and you're like, you know what? I like the 00.
You know what? I might get that Kith joint, that Kith City edition. If they make one in the Clarkson, I might cop. That's a rare joint, man. That's a rare joint. What else we got here? Shout out to, let's get some more super chats in here, then we'll get to some callers. Good night tonight, 119-102. Shout out to the Knowledgist. Shout out to them, man. $5 super chat says, check out that picture of Hart again and zoom in on Brunson and OG creeping in the back. Yeah, they did say they crashed the picture. Let me go back to that and see what's going on there. Hang on. All right, let's zoom in. Let me see if I can zoom in on this. Hang tight, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit tricky for me to zoom in on it. Hang on. Let's see what we can do here. Video skipping like crazy tonight on the stream. Hang tight, ladies and gentlemen. Bear with us. Having a little bit of video issues. Hang on.
Creeper status, man.
Creeper status.
Eesh.
Okay. All right, hang on. Okay, let me zoom this in. And we'll take a look. All right, so there's Josh Hart with the Timbs and the construction hat. And hang on. Let me zoom all the way in here. I got to zoom all the way in here. All right, here we go. Let's get to... I got to do some rearranging here. All right, there we go. So there's OG and Cap and Jalen Brunson in the background. Behind Diawara and Cap. So shout out to them. All right, so a little locker room fun, man. You know, a little locker room fun. Shout out to those guys. Okay. All right, let's load up some people on the Discord, man. Hear what the people got to say. We're going to go to the members lounge first. And let's get to King Matthews. King Matthews, kick us off.
How you doing, fellas?
Good, man. How you doing, man? Good win, man.
Man, definitely a good win, man. Shout out to the team, man. The first half looking shaky, but knowing the Knicks, they bounced back in the second half, man. Shout out to Hart, man. Even though his finger was hurting, he was shooting lights out. A plus 21?
Yeah.
Shout out to him, man. And yeah, man. Oh, my fault.
Okay.
Yabusele?
Yeah.
Listen. He still got time, but Thick Boy needs to step up. Thick Boy got to step up, man. He got to step up because I'm surprised he got a lot of minutes tonight. But hey, Mike Brown, we trust. Hey,
Yeah.
I know, Alex. To answer your question, man, yes, the Clarkson hive is alive. I'm the first one to say it's alive, man.
Okay.
It's alive. I'm leaving the Huck Porty live. The Huck Porty. I'm leaving that hive. It's done. JC is up there now. Shout out to Jordan Clarkson, man. Don't be surprised you're going to be running up a 6-man because that man is him. Brunson, slow night, but he's going to get it eventually, man. 9 assists. I love that. Y'all take it easy, Knicks fans. Let's go.
9 assists for Captain Clutch. Rate that call in the chat. That's our first call of the night. If you guys are new here, rate that call in the chat. 1 being trash, 5 being facts. He's got a new nickname for Yabusele. I'm not going to repeat that one either. I didn't like the old one. I'm not repeating the new one. But you guys in the chat, you rate that call in the chat, man. You let us know what you think, man.
I don't know what the score of the call is, but you got to dock a point for that nickname, man. We're throwing a red flag for that one because good lord.
I'll take that as a W.
He's still on the line. Shout out to King Matthews. William J, go ahead and unmute your mic. William J, you live.
Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing, man?
Good, man. How you doing? Welcome back.
Hey, I think the biggest thing we see is like on every given night, like we got to figure out who's going to be the chef and cook, and who's going to everybody else take a seat at the table. And I think the biggest thing that they did tonight was, they let Towns cook, and even though Brunson wasn't having a good shooting game, he was serving the dishes out to everybody and getting everybody else involved and making an impact that way. So I think, if they can figure out every night, who's going to be the one to cook. I think that's going to be a huge thing in keeping everybody's confidence up and not trying to force it and not trying to keep, trying to force shots and, make the points when you can, spread the wealth around. And I think that's what they did very well tonight was they spread the wealth around and got Clarkson involved, got everybody else involved. And if you look at the plus and minus, there was only 2 guys on the team that was actually playing that was in the negative. So, I mean, everybody had an impact on this game somewhere or another. And I think if we can start doing this on a consistent basis, it's going to be really, really hard to beat us. And especially because, like I said it yesterday, if they play good on offense and they're taking good shots, it's going to translate into the defensive side. And it showed it again tonight where they played really good defense.
Yeah, good energy defensively. And for the offense, that is the intention. That is the intention of the offense is to be equal opportunity and to get different guys involved. You have the actions coming out of the slot, whether it's McCall or whether it's JB, kind of forcing the issue. Those are your primary ball handlers with the unit. And, they're making those reads. We had Shax on the show last week, and as he said, it's really not that many plays. It's more, making those reads, seeing how you can make the defense bend, and playing off of each other. That's what Mike Brown wants. That is the read and react style that he's looking for. And so far, even just conceptually, even though they've been taking their time to get into, build their chemistry, and sometimes the shots haven't been falling, especially as it relates to the beginning of the year, starting to drop now. And the assists are starting to pile up. and you could see it on the court. You're seeing some results here on the court just in terms of their execution. Looking good.
Hey, CP, real quick.
Yep.
I was going to say this to Alex. I said it a couple of times when I was on phone with him and CK. The pound sniper wasn't too bad tonight. I think he stayed off the floor a lot better tonight than he did in most other games.
You said the town sniper?
Yeah, I mean, I told Alex and CK, man, I don't know how many times Collins plays in a game and he drops to the ground every time he drives to the basket. And I said, there's a sniper in the stands and takes him out every time he drives.
Yeah. Well, tonight, man, he didn't hit the floor because I think the guy guarding him really couldn't body him up like that. You know what I mean? No. But good job by Towns all the way around, man. He dominated, and just a good job by him just understanding that this is an undersized guy on you. So, but I feel like Towns started the game with that pick and pop three from Mikal Bridges and really never looked back.
Yeah, I think this was the best game they used him in a while.
Yes.
Like, to show what he can actually do for the offense.
And then how about he still had 5 assists in this one?
Yeah.
And out of that pinch post, that one memorable play where he hit that wraparound pass to Deuce, and Deuce drove and caught OG cutting. And that's another thing, too, Al. The cutting has been on point the entire season. They're up there in the league in points per possession off of cuts as well. And we're seeing that through the offense.
Yeah, I mean, the primary playmakers all had like 3 to 5 assists tonight, which was huge.
Sure did. So, good night to eat your food and get ready for the return of Julius and maybe Ant-Man on Wednesday. Yeah. We'll see.
All right, fam. You guys be good, man. It was a pleasure calling.
All right, man. Take care. Call back anytime, man. Rate that call in the chat. 1 being trash, 5 being facts, man. 1,300 people here in the chat, man. If you guys are new here, which I'm sure there's some new people. Hey, there might even be Wizards fans. There's no Wizards Fan TV, so welcome. If you guys are new here, type in hashtag new in the chat, and we will shout you guys out. Welcome to all of our franchise channel members and to all new viewers. Al, what you think, man?
Yeah, look, I agree with the passing and the cutting that you guys talked about. And I think the one thing that we saw from Towns tonight is working that high post. That wraparound bounce pass that you talked about, having get into Deuce and then OG cutting for the dunk. Like, that's working the high post. And I think what we need to see more from this offense is Towns being able to do that. Because as you saw out in Sacramento, working that dribble handoff, working multiple actions, that's what really made that Sacramento Kings offense lethal. Once again, this is very early stages. You're talking about how you and Shax discussed that there's not a lot of plays being called. It's the foundation first.
Yeah.
And that foundation is that read and react that you're discussing for Mike Brown. So once they get that fluidity going, then you can start adding on the layers to the offense that he wants to implement here. And part of that will be utilizing Karl-Anthony Towns. And look, he's not going to pass very well off the dribble. That's never been part of his game, really. But if you get him in the high post, he can make those flashy passes. He can absolutely do that. And so why not utilize that skill set of his with the guys that you have who can cut at a high rate, whether that be Josh, OG, Bridges. Like, you have opportunities to find guys who are willing to cut. Even Cap is ready to cut too and get to the cup. So utilize that, man. Yeah. That's easy basketball right there.
Ryan P123, we see you in the chat. Welcome to the chat. Shout out to Ryan P123. Shout out to Will from LI. He's texting the chat that he was at the game, and he says it was easy. So shout out to Will from LI, KFTV Day 1 member. Also, shout out Al, Coach Rubens, franchise channel member number 2 on the chat leaderboard, and a $20 Canadian super chat. He says the best low-scoring Captain Clutch game I've ever seen from Jalen Brunson. Elite playmaking. Love most of his passes, not just the assists, the whole team, to be honest, but he stood out to me. Great win. Yeah, shout out to Cap. And one thing with the Wizards, I mean, look, they are the Wizards at the end of the day, but conceptually, look, they threw a lot of athleticism, a lot of length. You look at that starting 5, you don't know who's who. I mean, between Sarr, Koulibaly, CJ has wingspan, Keyshawn George, I like him. He looks pretty impressive. Keyshawn George. And Champagny. And then they had other guys coming off the bench with wingspan. I believe it was Gill.
Yep.
A couple of guys, man. So,
and
Trey Johnson.
Kispert.
Sorry?
Don't forget about your guy Kispert.
Yeah, Kispert ain't got no wingspan. He could shoot.
That's your guy, though.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Yeah. He could shoot, but he ain't got no wingspan. I'm talking about, like, the wings that they have. It just seems like they have a plethora But they're kind of just missing that. The vets. What is Chris Middleton doing with his life these days? My man has been in street clothes for 2.5 years. What are you planning to play basketball? What is this guy's deal, bro? He sat out damn near the entire last season. What is he doing now, bro? What's
What
going
do we
on?
care, man? Let him go like his retirement. All right, this is pension for him. He gets to leave and go walk off into the sunlight. I don't know, man.
All right. I'll get to Wizards Fan TV later. It's a little too early for that, but I care. All right, Al.
You do care? You care about that?
I'm invested in this. What you doing there on the bench, man? Are you committed to the mission?
CP says you're not playing. I need that draft pick. We gotta find somebody else.
Right. And I need a buyout so we
manager.
can get him with the last roster spot.
Breaking news. CP is not only the founder of KFTV, he is also now the new general manager, and he is trading Chris Middleton.
What's up with the guy, man? Like, are you hooping or not? It's crazy. It is.
You think CJ McCollum's upset that he's not hooping?
CJ should be upset at the CBA that he let get signed in ink. The hell is that, man? CJ. Forget CJ, man. Let's shout out. We got some more super chats coming in. So to everybody in the chat, call us up on the KFTV Discord as well. We're going to get some more calls. Shout out to Eric Horn, $5 super chat. Says no NBA package and now YouTube TV cut ESPN. So I have to live through you guys. Keep up the good work. Shout out to Eric Horn. We definitely appreciate you tapping in with us. We'll be back for play-by-play live tomorrow. Knicks and Timberwolves, CK2K on the call. Oh, sorry, Wednesday. Knicks and Timberwolves on Wednesday. So we'll be looking forward to that. Shout out to Eric Horn for holding it down. Okay. Let's get to Mike Brown's comments. Okay. Oh, you sent me a bunch of stuff. Okay, hang on. Let me catch up here. Okay, Mike Brown on Karl Anthony Towns. As Towns was the topic tonight. Here was the Knicks coach on what he saw from the big bodega. So to everybody in the chat we hear. All right, here we go. Here was the Knicks coach, Mike Brown.
No, Cat was a monster. He was a monster on the glass. He was really good defensively. He was a monster inside, outside. You know, he's starting to feel and find his rhythm in what we're trying to do. And but I'm telling you, there's still a lot of room there to grow, not just for him, but for us to learn him, starting with me, and us to continue learning the different points or parts of what we're trying to do offensively. He's a monster.
All right, so that was Mike Brown, and said all the right things. It's on him. It's about gaining more chemistry, figuring out Karl Anthony Towns, and Karl Anthony Towns figuring out him, getting on the same page. But for tonight, Big Bodega did what he had to do, man. So shout out to Knicks coach Mike Brown on that one. Let's see what else we have from Mike Brown from this game, and then we'll get to the locker room stuff after a call. And this was Mike on the Knicks threes. How many threes did they get up again tonight? 42? They're averaging 44 threes on the campaign right now, Al. That's good for third in the NBA. How many did we get up tonight?
Tonight they got up 41.
41 threes tonight. Okay, so... early returns says that, hey, they are letting it fly.
They are certainly letting it fly, man. They are still third in the league when it comes to three-point attempts.
Yeah, third in the league, and they're about fifth in makes. I think I went over this in Knicks Weekly. They're about fifth in makes, right?
They are, after tonight's game, third in makes.
Third.
They're tied for third.
Third in makes, third in attempts.
Yep.
Okay.
But they are 13th in percentage.
In percentage, that's right. Okay, all right. So, hey, look, we went through this a weekly because obviously you have those people who are not happy with that type of shot diet. But for me, look, this is modern NBA, and one of the things that crushed the Knicks last year, especially when it came to playing up against the elite teams, was that not only was their defense subpar, but so was their three-point shooting, and that is why you had such large scoring margins in their losses to the Celtics, to the Cavaliers, to the Thunder. Was because those guys not only were shutting them down defensively, but they were running it up on the other side, launching threes. So, to me, if Not if. I think the expectation is that they're not going to be this top 5 elite defense, right? Realistically. But what you're hoping is that they are good enough. Denver won the championship with the 15th ranked defense. So what you're hoping is that they are good enough, say top 10. Can we get to 10? And then on the other side, the offense goes up a notch, where you're getting scoring from multiple players, where you're getting efficient three-point shooting, and that is kind of a pick-your-poison situation. And then you're getting timely stops to win you a game and ultimately win the big one.
Yeah. Look, I think the biggest thing for me right now when it comes to the shot diet before I get to the defense is I want to make sure that Karl-Anthony Towns, if I'm Mike Brown, I want to make sure that Karl-Anthony Towns is taking the volume that he was taking when he was out in Minnesota. And the highest three-point attempts he's ever taken in a season is 7.9, so really about 8 attempts per game. The year the Minnesota Timberwolves went to the Western Conference Finals, his last year there, he was averaging 5.3 three-point attempts. Right now it's 4.7, so he took 8 tonight, so that's good. You want to see him do that. He knocked 3 of 8 from downtown, and he is going to be a key reason why this team is successful for making their three-point shots. He is one of the best three-point shooters out there, one of the best shooting big men out there. And so you're going to need him in order to create that space. And we see that 5-out spacing works, especially when he's knocking down shots like this. You create open lanes for everybody. Yeah. So if I'm Mike Brown, I like how he's saying that he still needs to figure this out and, figure it out how to keep Towns engaged and active and looking good in this offense. Like, that's going to be the big thing for this team if they want to have success in the postseason, because it's just going to be critical for him knocking down three-pointers, man. But getting to the defense, I just want to clarify this. Like, that Nuggets team, even though they ranked 15th in the season, it was like after 20-some-odd games, they were really top 10. Yeah. Like a top 10 defense.
Yeah.
So, like, that it doesn't matter what the Knicks end the season with, but do they get to that capability of being a top 10 defense where it matters most?
That's true. That is true. Here was Mike Brown talking about the three-point shooting tonight. Here we go.
OG has always been statistically a good three-point shooter.
What's that?
OG has always statistically been a good three-point shooter, but this year it feels different. Not just the amount he's getting off, but he's shooting quickly as soon as he gets it. Just the confidence you see from him in terms of letting the ball fly and knowing he was going to be in an offense where that was going to be the focal point. How much have you liked kind of what you've seen from him in his decisiveness shooting the ball?
I love it. If any of our guys are open from three, we want to let it fly. And I don't know what it was tonight, but I hope I say this right. We track. The NBA tracks open threes, but they use cameras, and it's not always accurate. So I have one of my coaches go back after every game, and one of his job is to track our threes. And our last game against Chicago, we had 27 wide open catch and shoot threes, which is phenomenal. We had 10, and so we have green, yellow, and red. And green means wide open catch and shoot. We had 10 yellow, which could just mean off the dribble or slightly contested, and which is phenomenal again because we have guys that can knock down an off the dribble three. And then we had 5 in red, which are heavy contested threes, but 4 of those 5 threes were with 4 seconds or less on the shot clock, so they had to be taken. To know you had 27 wide open catch and shoot, 10 yellows, and 5 reds is phenomenal. So all of our guys are making quick decisions. That's one of our staples offensively. We want to make quick decisions before the defense has a chance to get settled in, and that's shooting the ball, passing the ball, or snap driving to put more pressure on them.
All right, so good insight there by Mike Brown. Good question. It sounded like James Edwards, sounded like Trilogy had asked that question. And as it relates to OG, Look, this is carryover from last year. Trilogy wrote a good article in The Athletic about OG and his pregame preparation, his pregame practice in terms of the three-point shooting. And as he said, he's making quick decisions on the threes. He's not second-guessing it. OG shooting the three with confidence, and he's shooting it with volume, and he's been knocking it down in addition to the defense and you know, the cutting and things of that nature. So OG is having he's off to a good start this season along with McCall. But overall, Mike Brown kind of taking you into how he wants those threes generated, and it seems like he's pleased so far.
Yeah, I like how he's really opening up like what he's doing as a process to, you know, really dive deep into how the shots are being generated, how many opportunities there are that are wide open threes, and going through that detail. I find that very refreshing from a coach to not just be like, oh yeah, we're doing this and this is how we're doing it. And showing you how he's using like the film, the metrics, and all that stuff to create these open looks. And I like that aspect of Mike Brown just being an open coach. And quite honestly, I think it's good detail on how this team is prepping and what they're doing, right? The fact that you have just a guy going back saying, hey, watch this film. I want you to look for every wide open three. Like, that's work, man. That's not something that takes 15, 20 minutes. That's going through extensive game film to get that right. So I like that, man. I like knowing the detail that he is. But this is not shocking material. Like, he was a coach out in San Antonio, right? So he was under Greg Popovich. So this is the type of stuff that they did while he was out there, and what, you know, helped him land multiple jobs with the Golden State Warriors, with the Kings, with the Cavs, with the Lakers, and that's why it's that level of detail. So he's bringing that to the Knicks, and that's what we're starting to see in the small returns, but hopefully working for bigger returns as the season progresses.
Shout out to Fabian Aramaris, Fave424 in the chat, just donated 10 channel memberships in the chat. All right, so shout out to Fabian, and welcome to all of the new franchise channel members that we got here, Al. Shout out to Pinu Biancu, GMAC914, welcome. Vince Milton, BX4 Life 152, Nixon NYC, Matthew Hernandez. Shout out to Gelani Felix, Rashad Pashal, and Walter White, and the Yavuskans. Shout out to Yavuskan. So, all right, so all those people are new members to the show. Welcome them, man. Welcome to the chat.
Thanks to Faye for doing that, man.
Yeah.
Shout out to you.
For sure. Let's take a look at the key stats of the night, Al, from this game. And we mentioned the threes, 41 threes the Knicks get up tonight. They shoot 46%, 46.8% from the field. Wizards 46.9%. So both teams fairly even from an efficiency standpoint, and even from three, as the Knicks shoot 36.6% from three, 37 for the Wizards. Knicks shoot 80% from the charity stripe. They go 16 of 20. They win the rebounding battle 49-44. The assists were up there. That's what you got to like. 32 assists for the Knicks, and 24 turnovers. Wizards 20 turnovers tonight, which led to 21 Knick points. So great job by the Knick defense being opportunistic. They run it up on the fast break side again, 16-8, and win the points in a paint battle 52-42. How you feeling now?
Feel good. I think the one thing that people may be a little shocked about is that the Knicks lost the second chance opportunity game. They lost 14-8. Washington getting 14, but I would say that this is due to the Knicks lights out shooting. So didn't really need to, collect rebounds and get those second chance opportunities. They got some, but it's a great shooting night for the Knicks. So not too worried there, but I do like the fast break, man. Want to see this team get out in transition and get the easy points. 16-8 is a big thing for this team, just because we know that this team has been so accustomed to, grinding it out, working the possession battle. No, get out there, get out in transition, get some easy transition points, and look what had happened, man. They were able to balloon the lead once they got into the third quarter. I mean, you had like about 3 minutes to go, and then outside of just some great shot making, generating open looks, the transition game also helped them with that as well. So got to take advantage of those opportunities.
Yeah, I agree. For me, it's the turnovers. It's the generating the turnovers, especially when the shots were not falling for the Knicks, and it wasn't in the first half. It was a bit of a slop fest, and you could see that they just didn't have the requisite rhythm to really get out and run and separate themselves from the Wizards. But they kept themselves in there with good defense and locking in and turning the ball over, or forcing turnovers rather. And so, the 20 turnovers leading to the 21 Knick points, I thought that was a key staple, because I want that to be a staple for this team. The threes are not always going to be falling. I don't want them to be that type of finesse team. We got to get in the mud. We got to get rugged. We got to get gritty. It wasn't pretty, but it was gritty. I haven't used that line yet, Al.
No, I haven't.
I didn't know if it was going to come tonight. I figured they were eventually going to separate themselves. It wasn't pretty, but it was gritty. But that's the motto that we have to live by, especially when we get into the playoffs. Gritty. They got to be gritty, man.
You know what I think of when I think of gritty, CP?
Yeah.
Think about those 2 trophies right behind you. That was gritty.
That was gritty.
Double OT win.
Yeah.
Defense. Took us all the way.
That's it. And leadership. Good coaching.
We
had it all. We had it all. That's why they had to say, oh, you guys got ringers. You guys were cheating, this, that, and the third. And then lo and behold, once you pull the sheet up from under the operations, we won't go any further. But let's just say how I GM my team is the last thing these guys should have been worried about. If you get what I'm saying.
The refereeing, you talking about that, CP?
Oh, no, I'm not talking about that at all. We'll talk offline. Speaking of which, let's get our guy in here, man. Let's get our guy in here. Hang on. Let's get our fellow champion in the mix. Let's go to Big Daddy G. Big Daddy G. Gio in the building. How you feeling, man? Are you there?
Yo, what's up, boys? What's up, CP? What's up, Alex?
How you feeling, man? How you feeling,
What up?
Bro, I'm feeling good. Happy to be on the show.
Yes.
First time this season.
Yes, absolutely.
But now, want to start it off, CP. Sorry we had to take down your Wizards, man. I know you've been rooting for them. Get some wins. We had to take them down. but no, great win, great team win. Cat looked like Cat from last year. He scored in so many different ways, rebounded well. And, man, when he got hurt with that weird hand thing, went to the locker room, came back, and then hit that buzzer beater and 1-3 at halftime. Oh, my God, bro. I was going crazy. But, and also I want to thank you for just tweeting out the Josh Hart, CP. Because he looks like 2024 Josh Hart right now. It's been amazing to just watch him. He looks good.
Yeah.
What I love to see was Brunson had an okay game, but like you guys were talking about, like he didn't have it. It's just dope seeing everybody like step up, the starters stepping up, the bench stepping up. And I'm not gonna lie, you guys kind of touched it a little bit. Like, it reminds me a little bit of Team KFTV, man. Everybody stepping up, knowing their role, full team effort. Somebody might be struggling on offense, on defense. Next guy up, picks him up. Like, it was just great, man. It was awesome. And I'm going to keep it rapid fire. Last point, Mikal, OG, man. They definitely want All-Star, man. I want to see them in All-Star weekend. You can tell, like, they're playing so good. Imagine, like, 3 or more Knicks in All-Star weekend, man. Like, it'd just be awesome, bro. But y'all have a great night. Appreciate y'all for having me. And let's beat Minnesota on Wednesday, man.
Let's go. Shout out to Gio on the Discord. And, yeah, man, the dog and McCall are definitely playing well. So, give credit to them. For them to make it, Knicks record got to get up there. We got to get to first. We got to be running the East. But, hey, anything's possible. They're doing their part.
Said he wants OG and Bridges to be in the All-Star, man.
I don't know both, but I don't know.
That's
both.
a lot.
That's
you're going to say 4 Knicks?
Yeah, that would be a lot. We would have to be on some 73-10 type of time, 72-10 type of trajectory.
Essentially, what you're saying, doing what the Warriors and Chicago Bulls did.
Yeah. Yeah. Hey, never say never.
Never say never, man. I mean, the way OG started off the season so far, I mean, you could tell that he really wants to get Defensive Player of the Year or be just all defensive team, man. Like, the way, I think he felt a certain type of way last season that he didn't even get first or even second. The way he's playing right now, the aggression, jump at the passing lanes, he's coming back with a vengeance, man. And then because it's not just getting the steals, right? It's that he's getting out in transition too and finishing with force. So, like, there is some – he has a high level for himself right now. You love to see it.
Yep. Agreed. And, Gio spoke about Josh Hart and just little words of encouragement that I sent him after that Chi-Town game and kind of picked up steam on Twitter. Well, here was Josh Hart being asked about just his emotions, wearing his heart on his sleeve and what transpired over the last couple of days. Here we go.
Ever since I covered you, you just wear your heart on your sleeves. Your emotions are out there all the time.
I didn't even know Bondi said that, but yeah, Bondi just I had no idea Bondi just said that. But there we go.
That when we know when you're not feeling good, we know when you're pumped up just by seeing you on the sideline or whatever. Is that just who you are?
Yeah, it's who I am, and me and Mike talked about that the other day. It's it what makes me me. There's a good side to it, but also there's times there's a bad side to it, and Chicago was a bad side. I was visibly upset. My body language was terrible. I was frustrated, and I gotta take accountability for that. I was terrible. So, that's the one thing about me. Like I said, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I gotta try and control it, which I've been trying for 30 years now. But I gotta make sure no matter what the situation, I'm breathing life into these guys, and not taking life.
All right, so there's Josh Hart, taking accountability for the situation. So he wears his heart on his sleeve, and you'll know that by when he starts picking up his technical fouls. That's when you'll know he's in a groove in the regular season. He'll start picking up the techs later on this season. But yeah, it was a bad night in Chicago, as he said. But this homestand is a good way to get back on track, and he's doing so 2 games in a row now.
Yeah, man, don't got to travel. You're in your own home arena. Role players play better at home, too, so play with a little bit more confidence. You got the crowd behind you. This is a good opportunity for him to really get back into rhythm and to really find it, and he's done a good job these last 2 games. Hopefully he keeps it going throughout the homestand because they're going to need that once they start going back out on that road trip. So, look, man, this is very important for everybody because we talk about how this team is figuring out this new system, right? New players that have joined. And you want to take advantage of like the lulls in the schedule where you're not doing a lot of traveling, where you get to be home, get to feel comfortable, and just pile up some easy wins so that way you create that cushion for later on in the season where, things get a little bit more challenging. These guys are human, so I know for them, like, it's a blessing to play basketball. It's a fun sport to play. But look, even at your regular day job, you're kind of in and out. Like, you go through the emotions, feel like you're sleepwalking through the season at some point. It is 82 games after all, but you want to create that cushion and create that separation early in the season when you get these type of not having to travel a lot or getting some easy opponents.
For sure. And as you mentioned, the homestand, Al, hey, get your tickets today at SeatGeek. You got Julius and the crew and Dante and the Minnesota Timberwolves headed to the Garden on Wednesday. And use SeatGeek, man, for 10% off your tickets using our code KFTV10. That's with SeatGeek, the #1 rated ticketing app and the official ticketing app of KnicksFanTV. When you use SeatGeek, you can either go to SeatGeek.com or download the SeatGeek app. And when you search for the game, let's say, for example, you want to search Knicks versus Timberwolves, you put that in the bar, and then once that comes up on the seating, you choose how many seats you want, and then you'll see all of your options. Look for the green dots. The green dots will typically indicate whether that deal or whether that offer is an amazing deal, a great deal, a good deal, and the red dots, those are typically the bad ones. So unless you're desperate, you should probably stay away from those. So it's very easy to use, simple transaction process. You just pick your seats, you put in your card or PayPal, whatever the case is, and you're good to go, man. Once again, you use our code KFTV10, you get 10% off your tickets. Code KFTV may still be active if you haven't used that yet, and that is good for $20 off your order. All right, so once again, you can support us by going to SeatGeek, using that code either KFTV10 or KFTV, and getting your tickets to the show. Shout out to SeatGeek once again. Okay. All right, let's get back to the Discord. We got some members in here. P McWhite, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. What's good, fellas?
How you doing, man? Where are you calling in from?
This is Paul from Harlem.
How you doing, man? Hold on, stand up.
Yeah. Good win today. 4-0 at home now, so it looked like we're a good home team.
Yeah.
This tonight was really for me all about Cat. He took advantage of his matchup, and it seemed like he was aggressive, and he really wanted. He took that matchup personal tonight. It looked like he really wanted to get at
Alex saw it. He was going at him, man.
Yeah,
he was going at him.
Yeah, he was going real at him.
Yeah. Yeah.
The defense was good. I think we always talk about Brunson and Cat, but it looked like it was just more about effort. You know what I mean? They were really just active out there, being all in their defensive players, all in their face, and like they were really going after it. So they don't have to be all world, in my opinion, but just show a little effort and hold your own.
It'll go a long way, man, for sure. And look, that now's the time with this home stand, to get back on track. They could easily get to 6-3 by the end of this week.
They absolutely could. Let's go through the list right now since you're talking about records.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about the schedule, right? So Wednesday, they got the Minnesota Timberwolves. Sunday, they got a nice break off between Wednesday to Sunday.
Good break.
Play.
Yeah.
Nice break. They get the Nets on Sunday. After that, they get Memphis on Tuesday. Then the second night of a back-to-back after Memphis is against the Orlando Magic. Then you get a day off in between. You play the Miami Heat. So they certainly can. The easiest games to me is like the Nets. I think Memphis, Ja Morant isn't really playing that well. Orlando's been struggling a bit too. I think they can get those games. It's just Miami and Minnesota that you got to look at to say, can they either split those or get both of those? Do we think that we can? Do you think this team could get on that 7-game winning streak right now, CP? What do you think?
1 second, sir. Repeat that, sir.
Oh, there you go. You decided to walk away. When I had a question
I'm trying to get my league pass activated, man. So apologies.
All right. So I just read the schedule to you.
Yeah.
Do you think this team could go 7-0, including these two games?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Time to start ripping off some wins.
So they're going to take out Minnesota, Brooklyn, Memphis, Orlando, and Miami. All these all in a row.
Certainly possible.
All right, man. Now you're killing me. You said they
but they will have. Well, I mean, Memphis is. I mean, Ja's pretty much mailed it in. He's out of there, so that should be a win. They should be running those guys off the court. But then they have Orlando on the second night of a back-to-back, if I'm not mistaken, right? On that that part. So
they're a struggling team too. They're not.
But I think back-to-backs overall are just harder physically.
And that team does play physical.
And they play physical. So. But yeah, Ja's mailed it in. He's out of there. Ja Wick, as they call him. He's cooked. See you later. He's finished. He's about to be done.
He is so disinterested in what he's doing out there. I mean, you saw that his agent, because of what his agent did for talking out, that he got suspended.
No, what? Say what?
Ja Morant got suspended 1 game, I believe.
Yes, yes, I know he got suspended. Yes, I know Ja got suspended. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I'm talking about.
Okay.
It was because of his agent.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Ja Wick and the Memphis experiment is done. Okay. All right. How's the chat looking, man? Do we have any game qualifiers? A game like this, you're going to get the people either in the chat or after the chat is going to be like, it's the Wizards. you know those types, right? It's the Wizards. Like the
Why
types
are you getting
where,
so hype? It's
right.
the Wizards that we just played.
The type where they'll watch the game, they'll watch the entire post-game show, and then want to tell you to calm down, relax, as it's the Wizards.
You guys don't know ball.
Where the win qualifiers at tonight? It's just the Wizards. Calm down. And they with you for all 6 hours of the experience.
Oh, yeah. You know how it goes.
It's that time of year, ladies and gentlemen. It's that time of year. But
on.
if you are out there,
over.
you are welcome. You are welcome to chime in. The Doomers, rare edition. Where are the Doomers at? They're still mid. It's the Wizards.
Well, right now the Knicks are on a 2-game winning streak, so it's like they can't be out in full force, man. So they're like, all right, they're winning right now. Yeah, can't really be like, this team's that bad.
Yeah.
If they lose tomorrow or
Yeah.
Wednesday night, they'll be right back out. Be like, see, this team isn't it. This team's mid. We don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah, TM, where the win qualifiers at, man? I love those people, man. Yo, hype, it's the Wizards. I'm like, no, so we just breaking down what we saw. Happy for a win. We can do two things. Two things can be true.
Two things can exist at the same
Two
time.
things can exist at the same time.
You could be happy for a win and be like, yes, we understand that's the Wizards.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
And I think we've been saying that this entire time. It's a good game to get back on track.
That's
you need
it.
those games, man.
It's part of the schedule. You play to win the game. Isn't that right, Al?
Mm-hmm.
You play to win the game.
Thank you. The Jets didn't have to play last week, so I'm happy.
All right, back to the members lounge we go. Oh, we got to get our guy STG Nick in the building as well. All right, so let's get to some members. We got to get to the paying customers first. Will from LI. Will from LI was in the building. How you feeling, man?
Hey, CP, can you guys hear me? What's up?
Loud and clear, sir. How you feeling, bro?
Hey, man, I'm feeling good, man. Yeah, I was definitely in the building. Shout out to the missus. We were in there, and when I tell you it was easy. Now, that first quarter, it was a little bit, dicey. It was, getting into the flow of things. But once they got rolling, it was donezo. So I love to see it. Just quick points about the game. I'm just really proud of Cat, man. I just feel like it's clear for Cat. His defense it is what it is. Sometimes he's that turn cone on defense, and there's not much you can do about it. But you have to punish them every single time on the offensive end. Like, I really feel like the Cat just needs to be the hub. When he gets that ball, when he sees that matchup, he needs to be red. He needs to just kill his food and just really go in there, man. I just really loved how he was playing. Overall, the bench was doing great. Shout out to Clarkson. I really love what he's been doing the last couple of games. Gerson, it is what it is. Out of the two new signings that we got over the season, I had a lot of hopes for both Gerson and Clarkson, but I'm happy to see Clarkson getting his stuff, and hopefully Gerson gets it going, as the game goes on. So overall, man, I'm just super happy with the win. I just want to shout out to KnicksFanTV, and I also want to shout out to the missus because she has surprised me with a early Christmas gift. I will be there in the building Wednesday to see Juju and the Ant-Man. We're going to be smoking on that pack.
Let's go.
Okay?
Let's go.
I can't wait to see that. So shout out to the missus for getting me them tickets. And yeah, I can't wait to see it, man. Either way, shout out to KnicksFanTV.
Let's
go.
go.
Do your thing. Oh, yeah, and shout out to Shamit, man. I told y'all about Shamit, man. And between him and Brogdon, obviously Brogdon would have made more sense. But Shamit, he's been a true warrior, man. I love Shamit on this team. But either way, I'm going to let y'all go. Shout out to KnicksFanTV. Take care.
Shout out to Will from LI, man. Congratulations to you. And, hey, man, whatever you have to do to get the tickets, man. Job well done, man. You pimp hand is strong, sir. Good job, bro. Good job, man. It's Will from LI, man. Good job. Give Will a 5 in the chat, man. He got them tickets to the game. Did what he needed to do, man.
You say he's going to this game, right?
He's going Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's going Wednesday, man. So shout out to Will, man. Yeah.
And Julius is having a strong start to this season.
Is he? I haven't been watching.
I have him on my fantasy basketball team, so it's been a good one.
I'm just kidding. I'm hating. Shout out to Julius. I saw he was with the Monroe Foundation, so that was good. He came back home. He went back to the Earl Monroe Foundation, the Threes. I'm botching the name, but he went back there. I gotta look up the name of the foundation. I don't want to speak out of turn here because I'm not familiar with the name. But shout out to Julius though for his philanthropic efforts. Okay. All right. Shout out to, let's see here. We got Christian B. $5 super chat says, if the Knicks win, it's just the Wizards. If they lose, it's, oh my God, how'd he lose to the Wizards? Can't win with those kind of fans. Shout out to Christian B. Hit the nail
so
right on the head, sir. Right on the head, man. Pause. But yeah, he did. Yeah, it just is what it is. We're used to it. Certainly used to it by now. All right, back to some more calls. Let's get to Molly. Molly, go ahead and unmute your mic.
Hey, what's up?
Yo, what's up? How you doing, man?
Yeah, I like the tone that Cat set tonight was good. Um, I think he needed that. I mean, he didn't really have a slow start, but that was like a tone setting. Even though Brunson, I like when we can win games when Brunson doesn't have the best game because you can't depend on your star players all the time. There's gonna be nights where they don't have it going, and it's the next man up who got to step up. I really want to see Yabu get it going. I'm trying. I wish the best for him. I want him to just figure it out. I don't know if it's just coaching and not him being put in the right situation, or if it's just confidence. I'm not too sure.
Well, the thing is, tonight he got his 14 minutes. Once Mitch comes back, Mitch plays on Wednesday. Where the minutes come from? And
That is true.
I feel like I talked about this on Weekly. And when we looked at his splits with Philadelphia, he started like 30 some odd games at 30 minutes. And then off the bench, he was averaging like 20 some odd minutes. Like he was playing every night. So this is a different situation where he's got to be very efficient and very good in a short window, or else he may not even play in the second half for some games. Because Mike Brown said after that Chicago win, it's going to get tighter. It's going to get tighter to make sure his core nine get into a sufficient rhythm to be impactful on both ends.
Yeah, I just hope. I mean, I think from what I see, like I kind of see he's not really those minutes he's playing. You can just see he's not confident. Like it's just he's very hesitant. It looks like he's kind of confused. I think like I said, I think with more reps, he's gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
But I can't wait till when I'm actually going to the game on Wednesday because it's my birthday and that's gonna be my first game.
Happy
Knicks
birthday,
game
man.
in Madison Square Garden.
Happy
Thank you.
birthday, man. Happy birthday.
I'm hoping they can get the win.
Okay.
On my birthday, so hopefully.
Likewise, man. All right, so happy birthday to Molly. Everybody throw a happy birthday to Molly in the chat and hail him up. Yeah, that's what I was saying now. I'm looking at it right now. So he started 43 games last year, 30 minutes a game, came off the bench 27 at 22 minutes a game. It's a different situation here.
That's what I've been saying, bro, is that, he got to play a lot of minutes out in Philadelphia, and they were a bad team. They dealt with a lot of injuries. They were not playing for anything, so he had full reign to do whatever he wanted, man, and you can't do that here. There's a lot of expectations, and you got to come correct on every single given night. And so for Yabu, man, look, Mike Brown is not afraid to pull him and say, you're not cutting it tonight. We're going to go in a different direction, and that's that. And look, it's a reality check for these players, too, when they don't get to see those minutes. It's saying, hey, you got to go to the gym and go work on your game some more in order to earn those playing time, in order to earn that playing time. And for Yabu, he hasn't fully earned a lot of minutes yet. And that's why when Mitch is back, you even saw that they went to 9 last night, right? They didn't go full 10. Like, they gave Yabu a chance, and they're like, all right, we're not going to do this experiment right now. We're trying to win a game here. We lost to the Bulls Friday night. We got to win this one.
So I think it could be, between him, Shamit, for those and maybe even Clarkson if he's got an off night for those, scrap minutes. Could be between those guys depending on matchups and how those guys are flowing on a given night. Different circumstance.
Yeah, I could see that. I feel like Clarkson and Shamit, Clarkson in particular, will get a longer leash from Mike Brown just because you need somebody to create.
Score.
Same thing with Mike Brown. You're going to need a shooter out there as well who can knock down threes. Like, those guys will get that. So unless Gerson Yabusele could do that and not necessarily create your own shot, right? But saying, like, if you can knock down threes and play some good defense, then you'll get some minutes. But this is where I feel like this is the difficulty in Yabu not playing great right now. It's where do you go for more backup big minutes? Do you go to Huck Porty, who's still a project? Do you just rely on Mitch and Cat? Or do you, what is that solution right now? Because as the season gets tougher, right? There's going to be a stretch where you got to figure out who's going to be your big man rotation. Yeah. Especially on the second night of a back-to-back and Mitch can't play.
Yeah. I don't know, but I was looking at Yabusele out there, man, and I was like, damn. if we lose Mitch, man, this could get really, really. I'm looking at Yabusele out there. I'm like, yo, where's Alex Len at right now?
Oh my God,
bro, we got nothing, man. Clearly, the coach is not confident in Huckamania right now. So I'm like, is Alex Len around?
CP's calling up Dudley, Chris Dudley. Yo, you still good? You got your conditioning up?
I'm like, yo, Moskov, can you give us a couple minutes?
Wait a minute. Why is it every season we come back to the center question, man? Why do we keep coming back to this every single year?
Same one. We could run that same reel. We could run that same reel again, and it would be relevant to this day.
Oh my God.
We could run the same reel. I might drop it this week, and people will think it was from last night's episode. Yeah,
and it's freedom.
Yeah, what is that? Is freedom doing these days? But with Yabusele, like. I still, right now they're just trying to get him in these pick and pop situations. He's bricking like hell from downtown. Why not, especially against these switching teams, get him in the low block against a mismatch, let him go to work, and get some confidence. I don't see why not. Get him some work in the low box, man. Let him get some post up action going. Just to get him on the board, get him comfortable, and let him feel part of the action. The opportunity's there. They had it yesterday in the Bulls game. They had times Herter was on him. Like, come on, bro, just get him in the low box and dominate this guy.
It's clearly not a priority right now.
No, not right now. I'm just trying to make sure the guy's on board, man. We got to get everybody all hands on deck.
I agree with you. I'm just saying clearly it's not a priority because we're seeing opportunities tonight, and it's like, yeah, let's go this direction.
Yeah,
let's do that now.
It's all right, man. We got it. We got enough going well right now. We'll wait for him to get up to speed.
Maybe they call you to play the center.
Yeah, right. Oh crap! I forgot to send Myra this thing. My fault. Hang on. Salute to everybody in the chat. Once again, hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel. Forgot to send this my recap reel to Myra. Okay, just sent that. All right, to the Discord we go. STG Nick, STG, how you feel?
Feeling pretty good.
Okay.
Back-to-back home wins. Home cooking 4-0.
Yep.
But I just wanted to chime in a little bit on the Yabusele thing. Who says he even makes it to the second half of the season? Because I mean, he has $6 million on the books. I mean, I think they have to, if he continues to play like this, look at other options, because you can't have $6 million with this team as close as they are to the second apron, basically being DNPs in the second half of the season and going into the playoffs. So if you're able to get an upgrade or look around the league at the deadline with that $6 million for more of a reliable center type, I would definitely take a look if he continues to do this. I still have faith that he can turn it around, but we're in championship window mode. If he's going to keep doing this, I don't want him sitting around DNPs, because like you said, if Mitch goes down, especially in the playoffs or whatever, you're kind of cooked. But that's my little piece there on Yabusele. But other than that, I thought Jordan Clarkson's been really impressive too. Can we even really call him cardiac Clarkson right now? Because he hasn't really been that cardiac. I mean, maybe once a game he has a crazy possession here and there, but overall I think he's been solid.
Yeah.
When he wants to play make, he can play make. His defense has been better than I was expecting.
Good effort. Good effort by him last couple nights. Good effort by him.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I noticed he usually doesn't play that first quarter. He comes in the second quarter, gives you a good spark, and then that's kind of his time to shine there. But no, overall, very happy with the game. Good to see Towns get in the groove. This was definitely his best game of the season, and hopefully he takes it into to Wednesday. So looking forward to it.
There we go. All right, so STG is getting us prepared for the deadline on the margins blockbuster. Yabusele for JaVale McGee.
Oh my goodness.
Here we go.
Said JaVale McGee.
JaVale McGee.
You know somebody's gonna be out there be like, this is exactly the center I wanted.
DeAndre Jordan comes
runner.
back. All right, that's SCG getting us ready for it, man.
Oh my god. I could see around the fringe. I could see that move around the fringes like happening.
Yeah. Certainly possible.
But for JaVale McGee,
JaVale McGee. Remember Shaq used to say it like that.
the Shaq did a
Is
fool.
he signed? Is he signed or is he at the crib finally? Where's JaVale McGee at?
Let's see where JaVale McGee is at these days. JaVale, what are you doing?
What's
happening?
what's JaVale McGee doing these days? What's he doing?
He is on the looks like Illawarra Hawks. That's where he's at right now.
Oh, he went to the NBL?
Yes.
Wow, JaVale McGee went to New Zealand. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So JaVale McGee went out to the NBL. That was Illawarra Hawks was that was LaMelo's team.
Yep.
If I'm not mistaken. Illawarra Hawks was LaMelo's team.
He's 37. Still playing.
Yeah.
He's a 3-time NBA champion. Look at this man. He is decorated.
Oh, yeah. JaVale got rings now. Don't sleep.
2017, 2018, 2020. Man's got rings.
Yeah, JaVale got rings, man. You sure do. That's JaVale McGee.
To think he was a constant on Shaq and Fool.
Plenty of time, gets a good look and knocks down.
That was my fault. Go ahead. Say that one more time.
I'll say to think that he was a constant on Shaq and a Fool, and then to become a 3-time champion.
JaVale McGee. Yeah, that's right. Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel. Okay, load up some more before we wrap. And let's get him in. Hooper, you up next. Go ahead and unmute your mic. Hooper.
You hear me?
Yes, loud and clear, sir. How are you, sir?
Good. From what I seen from the game, defense was good. Babumu was good.
Yeah.
You look good. It's better than 8-man rotation last year.
Yeah. Starting to flow, man. Definitely starting to flow a little bit, man.
Yeah, I like what I've seen. Cat's a little bit better at the 5 now. I can tell he's not just standing there like a decoy or any of that. He's actually like doing what he has to do.
Yeah. Appreciate the call, man. Hooper on the check-in. Hooper called earlier, Al. He was on the way to math class. I was like, bro, where you at the library? He was whispering. I was like, bro. I was like, what do you think? There's some kind of hotline? Get your takes in, Hooper. Come on, man. He said,
he was in the library, man. What do you want him to do?
He was in the library. Let's go to Carlo. Carlo from the Philippines. How you feeling, man?
Hey, kumusta kayo mga boss?
Good, man. How you been, man?
I'm on my lunch break right now.
There we go.
Good win. Hey,
Good
CP.
win.
CP.
Yep.
You can be the president of the Clarkson Hive. I'll be your vice president.
I figured you wanted to run the whole operation, man. I forgot about you, man. I figured this is your operation to run, man.
I can't be the president. I mentioned this before to Alex because I don't want to be biased. It's a conflict of interest. I have a few bullet points for this game.
Let's go.
Jalen Brunson had an early slump. He didn't get himself on rhythm. But I like this one because you know why? It was a sacrifice. He got his teammates involved early. The ball moved, and based on my ocular, it appears the team is averaging at least 6 to 7 passes per offensive possession. It's looking like the old mixtape team. And Wingstop and Josh Hart was excellent on defense. Kudos to Josh Hart for winning the Timbs, and also good to see JC playing defense. But I want to specially mention Deuce. He's a hooper straight out of the 90s, and those are not reckless defensive plays, by the way. Those are good hard fouls, no easy basket.
Yeah, good plays, man.
Yeah,
I hate that those things are reviewed. It's such a waste of time, man.
And I have said this before on Facebook. Kat realizes how dominant he could be in the paint, and he could do more than just spot up jump shots and long threes. But his lackluster performance during that 3-game losing streak needed to happen. It needed to happen, and it woke him up. At least these at least 2 games, he was dominant in the paint. He had less silly fouls. Good job by Alan Han on the play-by-play, but those dunks by Kat are missing some master blaster by Cloud.
Yeah.
I haven't heard them for a while.
Yeah, man, you're
But
right.
I want to see more. This is a young Washington team. This is mentioned numerous times that this is just a small sample size, but I want to see him dominate against elite teams with elite big man. I will be looking at this at his performance against teams like OKC, against Jokic, against Wemby, and I love Kat as well as all of our other players, even Yabu. Though he looks like Winnie the Pooh sometimes. It's free to criticize our players, especially if they're not doing well. But
Yeah. Don't be afraid.
As long as they wear the Knicks jersey, they will remain unconditionally appreciated.
That's right.
All of the imperfection, I already accepted it, and I put my trust in Leon.
Yeah.
So let's keep our heads up. 7-0 for this homestand. So
Let's go.
that's all.
Let's go. Shout out to Carlo from the Philippines, man. Rate that take in the chat. 1 being trash, 5 being facts. Those are some good ones. Hey, you want to see him beat good teams in terms of Karl Anthony Towns? Start Wednesday against Minnesota. Dominate Julius, Nas, and is Gobert playing? Is Gobert active for them?
Let's see. Let me pull that
I
up.
know
Let's see.
Ant-Man got cleared for physical activity today. I don't know if that means he's going to make it to the Garden. Although, everybody does. Everybody tries to get healthy to play in the Garden. They only do it once a year. So he may miraculously have a healed up hamstring.
Let's see. As of right now, Edwards is considered out for tomorrow. But
Okay.
That's just right now, so we could see. But it looks like everyone else is good to go. Rudy
Okay.
Gobert, Randall, McDaniels, DiVincenzo. You got Connolly, Terrence Shannon, Jalen Clark, Nas Reed.
And
Bob
they've been going with
Dillingham.
Dante at the point.
Yes, they have.
You got point Dante.
Yep.
So McCall, they better apply a lot of pressure. Make him cough that up.
He was known as a driver when he was here in New York.
Yeah. So they got Dante running point finally. But, I mean, he was doing that. They were experimenting with that last year with him anyway. Yeah. All right, let's take last one. Tone, go ahead and close us out. Tone, how you doing? Tone, are you there? Tone on the Discord. Going once. Going twice. And good night, Tone. See you Wednesday. Okay. With that being said, we can call it a good show. Great show. Great show, all the mods. Great show, Al. Great show to Rhyme Animal, Chuck D, man. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. Oh, we got a super chat that has come in. Shout out to DJ Iota Frat. Sends a $5 super chat and says, I see Josh Hart haters are quiet tonight. Good win. Let's keep it going. Shout out to DJ Iota Frat. Shout out Hakeem the Dream, 3298. $5 super chat says Brunson and Carl. And I ain't saying that. Are two of the worst defenders. Yeah, come on, man. I need a super chat screener, man. Come on, man. What? Come on. I think my man just wanted to take the shot at Towns, but he spent $5 doing it. Appreciate the support. If Knicks win, it's just the Wizards. Oh, got that one. Okay. Shout out to the franchise channel members Beyond Groovy. Welcome. Welcome to Don Q89. Welcome to Vic from the Sty. So let's be optimistic. Imagine when Yabu gets going. Yeah, true. Energy. GB 9498 says Yabu out there looking like Mr. Brown. Shout out to him. Who we got? Lowen Mensch 408 franchise channel member says love that third quarter ball movement and Josh Hart threes. Salute. Okay. All right, there we go. Did we do this? CB22491. Perfect game for players to get their reps and confidence up, especially the ones who've been struggling. Patience is the key. True indeed, man. All right, so here's how the game plan is looking for the rest of the week. We will have Game of the Week preview against the Timberwolves tomorrow night, so make sure you guys tap into that. Then we will have a KFTV play-by-play live, Knicks versus Timberwolves, hosted by CK2K on Wednesday. Post-game live on Wednesday. Friday, we will have shows as well. And we will have the NBA report on Friday as well as KFTV. So tap in, hit the like button, the share button, subscribe to the channel. We have crossed the 98,000 subscriber mark on our way to 100K. So make sure that you guys continue to support the machine. All right. So to the replay gang. And yeah, man, we out of here, man. Salute to our franchise channel members.